What is up? Belle, did you take your hat off?
Yes, because I'm going to wear something else.
All right. For those of you guys don't know, I'm wearing my beanie. It's warm outside. I'm kidding. It's freezing. Cold AF. Belle's got his... You've always been the princess of the party. He's got a crown on. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's the nincompoop's crown.
Nah, well, it looks good on him, though, right?
Yeah.
It does. Who won the nincompoop last week? Was it you?
I can't remember.
That's good.
I think it was Jackson.
Well, he's a nincompoop. I like it, Belle. That looks good. You look like somebody from, speaking of Rob Reiner, what was the Robin Hood in tights kind of thing? Remember that horrible movie that was done, Robin Hood in tights, where it was it was Richard Lewis with that? Oh, God. What a horrible thing, Rob Reiner, happened. I mean, that was horrific. Obviously, it's funny. Belle sent me, what was it, like 2:30 this morning? Belle sends this thing, says, Trump's going to say something ridiculous about this. And sure enough, right on cue.
I think I said Trump's going to trash Reiner before the day's over because he just can't help it. And, of course, he did.
And you're like, really? Was there really a reason to do that? No, there wasn't. And his son, $4 million bail. His son, Nick, so he still has 4 kids, but his wife and him that were married, Singer Reiner, Michelle Singer Reiner, who, by the way, they met on the filming of Harry Met Sally, and because of her, he changed the entire ending, which is interesting. But he also has a daughter that he adopted with Penny Marshall when they were married from 71 to 81. And Nick has been a hot mess since, it's like been the worst kept secret in Hollywood. What kind of, mess he's been. We're talking about the amount of drugs that he has done, the amount of rehabs, I think 17 plus stints in rehabs over the years it's sad. And you don't know exactly what happened, but I have a feeling it probably had something to do with a relapse of some sort. He was homeless in just about every state. Maine, New Jersey, Texas, California. And they did that movie a few years ago that was kind of like a mini biopic with Carrie Elways about Charlie is what it was called. It was kind of about Nick. So, yeah, he was not well. And
I saw something on the New York Post that said Rob and his son Nick were seen in what was described as a very heated conversation at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party.
Oh,
just here recently.
Yeah.
So something had been brewing for a while.
Yeah. So, and when you saw him, so when you go, there's a lot of pictures of him, but his last photo out in the public, it was like September, and he looks nothing like, the one where he's got the long hair and the glasses, right. And he looks like he's bald, and he's much heavier, and he looks miserable. And you're wondering if, there must have been something. And that area right there, Brentwood, is obviously well-to-do. That house is $13 million home. He also owns the house across the street as well. And it was probably about money. Drugs can do that to people. And the want of that to get your hands on stuff, especially when you've got to play, as everybody who's ever dealt with drugs, you don't know what people are going through. But everybody's got, somebody usually in the family that has an issue, and you don't know what they're always going through. And this was one of those situations where everybody knew, but did they know to this extent? I mean, this is the kind of stuff where the Menendez brothers, they're talking about, they slit their throats. And I mean, and think about this too. If you're his family, right? So what's left? If you've got 2 sisters and a brother that now have lost their parents, and your brother is the one who allegedly did it. That's tough.
It's terrible, man.
It is terrible. It is horrific. It is absolutely.
I mean, I cannot imagine what that must be like, and I never want to know.
No, that was It's just the way it happened, right? Like there was no. There wasn't like he wasn't in debt to the mob. He did, despite what Trump says, it wasn't because he had Trump derangement syndrome that his son did what he did, which again I thought was kind of classless. As ridiculous as the Trump derangement syndrome can be, I just thought that was a bit classless. I was telling Bell even before I went and looked on the Daily Wire because they posted it, and even the people who were on the hardcore right were like, "Yeah, maybe I don't think Trump should ever apologize. Maybe he should apologize for this one." But it was, you never know what human beings are going through. You don't. And this was, his mom was only 68. Rob was 78, but he was in good, still doing his stuff, still working. Granted.
Yeah, he was just recently, he had a role on the latest season of The Bear. You've got
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. He was back on the scene, so to speak.
Yeah, he was. Well, he kept working.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these guys. This past weekend I saw... what's his name? Just turned 100. Dick Van Dyke.
Still going.
Still dancing. Still having fun. That's what he says. He goes, I like dancing. I like having fun. I treat myself like I'm a kid. And I get out and do my stuff. And he's going, too. He's still doing stuff. And, so you never know. How much longer, somebody had. But still, man, your family to go that way. Good God, Meathead. That's where we got introduced to him, really.
Yeah.
It's the Meathead.
I freaking loved that show.
That show was so awesome. Could not do that show today.
No.
Actually, you know what? You could do that show, but you couldn't do it on network television.
No.
It would have to be HBO or some cable thing where it's like TNT.
FX.
FX would do it. FXXX.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you couldn't do it on, CBS or, any of those things. Not even Fox. You could do it if you did it as a cartoon. Because for whatever reason, cartoons can get away with anything, as if cartoons don't exist, which is another bizarre thing. So, and then, of course, the horrible thing took place this weekend in Bondi Beach.
Man.
That dude.
Man.
El Ahmed, the dude who runs the fruit shop, said, I'm going to go in and I'm taking this guy out. I'm going to probably die. Tells his nephew that. Sprints between the cars. I don't think he had much training, right? He's got his tracksuit bottoms on. They're a little too short. Looks like he's in like Huaraches.
Yeah.
And a T-shirt or something, and just wrestles the gun away and didn't shoot the guy.
No. Which is good.
Yeah, which is good.
We want to know.
How'd you become radicalized?
Right.
Because you've lived here forever. You didn't show up weeks ago. You guys have been here for a long time. How did you become radical? Where did it happen? Was it only on the internet? Was it something else? Because they're pissed. They're pissed right now in Australia. They were having like a day against the Middle East or something today, a march, and they're worried about the coming potential race war. But this guy who went in there and saved everything, he's over $1 million already raised. They did a GoFundMe. Bill Ackman gave him $100,000. And, so it's crazy, though.
He's just lucky that guy didn't see him.
Yeah.
Because, that dude, he's in full control of that gun until this hero now jumps on his back.
And it was like the way he did it, too, because it wasn't like he took him out like it was the NFL and
Right.
he just blew him up. And
Right.
It was like he put his arm around him and just kind of ripped the gun out of his hand, which the guy was probably totally surprised that anybody did that.
That's what I'm saying, man. He very fortunate.
But he thought he was going to die. Told his nephew, tell my family I love them. I can't let this happen. Tell my family I love them. Tell them how much they mean to me, and I have to do this for us and our country and everything. And he just takes off and boom, takes the gun away, and he got shot, and he's going to be fine. Thank God for that. But the horror. And then what we stop today? The Turtle Island Liberation Army, or whatever.
The Teenage Ninja Turtles Liberation Front.
Yeah. Turtle Island Liberation Front.
Yeah.
They have over 800 followers on Instagram, 32 followers on Facebook.
Well, we got him.
But the members also were part of various other groups.
Turtle Island.
Yeah. Turtle Island Liberation Front.
And they were going to blow up businesses on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, in L.A.
Interesting.
Yeah, they already had bombs ready to go, according to the FBI.
Yeah. I know. I heard they were like, they had a non-licensed explosive device. I'm like, you can get a license for those? How does that work? Hey, I built a pipe bomb. What do I need? What form do I need to fill out?
Yeah.
Is there a form? Anybody?
Just came in to get a license for my bombs.
I don't think it's the way that works. But we got them, so that's good news. Better than what happened with Brown University. That was not a good look.
Yeah, and they still don't know where this guy is.
No, they dragged
guy or
that
girl. Who knows?
That dude.
We need to get Kylie on to see what she knows about it.
Yeah, we dragged that poor military guy through the mud over the weekend because it only took 2 minutes. This is why I don't jump on stuff. Mm-hmm. It only takes a couple minutes, and all of a sudden, his pictures everywhere. They got him. They got him.
Yeah.
And then you're like, they did not get him, and now this guy has to go in hiding
Forever.
because people. And here's the thing. People are like, well, no, they've apologized. It doesn't matter now.
No.
You want to know why? Because the conspiracy theorists will never let this go now. That he was part of something. They'll never let that go. They'll drag it on, as we all know it, just insane. What should we be watching here? I do not want to watch The Young and the Restless. I don't know why that's on. It's Christmas movie
What
time.
channel are you on?
Was it Channel 5? Here we go. Royal Wrapped for Christmas. Oh, yeah, baby. I bet you somebody who is a royal is going to fall in love.
Well, you know it.
But the mom's not going to like the fact that she's fallen in love with a commoner. You don't do that.
No. But she can't help it.
You can't. But he's a commoner, right? He's just a carpenter. That's all he is. And back home, he raises trees with his little sister, and that's why he's here, helping out the royal family, because he's building them something that only he could do with his sweet carpenter skills.
And he makes $350,000 a year.
Carpentering.
Which that's not out of the realm of possibility,
No.
but candle making is.
Unless there's heroin in your candle. What's wrong with your candle? It's got a bunch of heroin in it. What's it worth? A whole freaking bunch.
A lot of money.
Yeah. Trump's probably this weekend. The good news is, with all of the stuff going on, I don't have to bomb Venezuela.
Yeah.
Not till after Christmas. Oh, goodness me.
I'm waiting for what he's going to do in Syria.
Yeah, I know. That's going to be, because that guy was just here. The president of Syria, who also at one time used to be Al-Qaeda, and I think he was ISIS. And, I'm sure he's, if I'm Trump, I'm on the phone with him going, you better figure this out. You better get this sorted. You want us to get rid of all these sanctions and do all this stuff? You better start cracking down on this lunacy that's going on there.
Crazy weekend.
Dude, I'm serious. I was so excited. I'm like, you know what? I'm hanging out. I watch Christmas movies. I watch some football. Watch all the football players fall apart yesterday, except for the 44-year-old guy who's a grandfather.
Yeah. And he almost won.
I watched all of this. I was relaxing. And then I saw it. I'm like, oh, God. The shooting in Brown. I'm like, oh, Thank God. As horrible as it is, 9 injured, but it's not 15 or 20 people dead and stuff. And, and then you see the Bondi. You're like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And then Rob Reiner late last night. And I was like, this is not the festive, quiet week before the holiday weekend, which is what we're hoping for. All right, coming up, a lot of stuff to get to today, including a lady who thought, you know what? I'm going to say something, that's kind of a hot take on how much stay-at-home moms should make. This is spectacular. I don't think she thought it was going to go this way. We're going to talk about that. We got a bunch of other stuff, including the worst Christmas song, number 2. It's our countdown to 5, right? Number 2. Yeah, it's the AIDS one. And we'll play the whole thing for you, which is it's only like a minute 30, but it is awful. It is like, I listened to the whole thing again, and I'm like, man, it gets worse every time you hear it. Talk about that, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk, 997. Relief Factor. I love Relief Factor. It's awesome, amazing. I take it every single day. It's got amazing natural ingredients like omega-3 fatty acids, resveratrol, cusaminoglycan, all this amazing stuff that helps focus on your, pathways that help with your, inflammation, right? For your aches and pains, your joints, especially your working out. It's one of the things we always talk about. When you go and you work out, right? You're out there, you're doing stuff. It's never the workout. I mean, sometimes it sucks, but the reality is it's the next day. You're like, this is super sore. And then by the third day, you're like, I'm never working out again. Don't let that be you. This stuff is amazing. You take it every single day. It's got balsam. You watch how good it's going to make you feel. Right now, for less than a cup of coffee, $19.95, a 3-week quick start. And this stuff is truly, you can take it every single day. If you worry about getting older with aches and pains, your joints, and you're sore with your muscles, this will help you. It's called Relief Factor. Call 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-4RELIEF. That's the number 4RELIEF. Or go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or the number 1-800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Authorities foil what they call a horrific terror plot tied to the Turtle Island Liberation Front. This story and more at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It's kind of a crappy name for a gang.
It really is.
What's up, Turtle Island? What?
Representing, man. Yo.
That's it. Or they're called TILF, Turtle Island Liberation Front. What's up, TILF? I'm sorry, I can't take any of you seriously. Who were the guys, was it earlier this year, those wackadoos that thought the end of the world was coming, and I think they shot the Border Patrol. Do you remember that up in, like, New Hampshire?
Goodness, man, I don't even remember. There's so many things like that, I don't even remember.
Those guys were like super, like, they thought the world was coming to an end, or they wanted to bring it back, the end of the world.
Oh, the nihilists.
That nihilists. You remember those?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Do you think they would be all hanging out together?
Probably.
At Denny's?
They all missed 2020 or 2012.
That's it. Oh, they thought it was all happening. They probably thought they're too young to remember that the world was going to end in 1999 into 2000. because there was going to be a decimal point that was missed. Next thing you know, pennies weren't being counted. The world's coming to an end, Mason. That was Mason, ladies and gentlemen. In for Bell, who apparently had to go use his dulcet tones to do something.
Oh, yeah, Brother Bell. Going to be singing a song, is he?
That's right. Oh, yeah, he is. He is. You know, he's pretty good. I've heard his tunes.
Well, he knows all about music, that's for sure.
Hey, what's the weather like this week here?
Oh, Brother Chad, today we're going to get out of the deep freeze.
Okay.
In fact, we are out of the deep freeze. According to the National Weather Service right now, it is 33 degrees.
Oh, that's so good. Woo.
That is great. And let's see, the rest of the week. Come on.
We're going to get some rain, I know that. But we're going to get another cold day moving in. I think Saturday, which is my birthday.
I don't, they're not all the way out till, okay, here we go. Saturday, actually sunny, a high near 58. 40% chance of rain Saturday night, low around 47. 30% chance Sunday, high 59. Now, I can deal with that.
Yeah, I can deal with that, too.
I can deal with these. Low tonight, 24, but back up to 51 tomorrow with lots of sun.
Back into shorts tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm actually, my wife's like, you're not going outside like that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
she's not
I'll do
gonna let
whatever
you
I
do.
want. And then I'm like, fine, dear. Put some pants on.
Yeah, Thursday night, Thursday night, we're going to get rained on.
Oof. God.
But it's going to be 60 degrees.
I like that.
So we won't be freezing.
No, we won't.
And we won't be dealing with what those poor folks in the Pacific Northwest are dealing with.
I will tell you about, first of all, I just saw the Miami Dolphins at like a high school practicing that last night in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you're aware of that. It gets cold in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
The snow was tremendous. I do like a good snow. When you're home, though. Again, when you're home.
Home with a nice cup of hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa, which, by the way, we've added some new parts. Ken came up with a brilliant idea for the Chad mark. And we're going to talk about that. But he added a whole scene that we're putting in there where we're debating how much cocoa should be in cocoa. How much chocolate should be there? I don't know.
There will be people with signs.
There will be. The Turtle Island people will be out there. Turtle Island. I like turtles.
Is there a Turtle Island out by California?
There's got to be. I have no idea how these people came up with this.
Yeah, one of the arrests was in New Orleans. The other 5 were there in L.A.
Turtle Island. It's probably some. Oh, Turtle Island. Oh, it's an indigenous people thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Turtle Island is a name of Earth or North America used by some American indigenous people and by white people thinking they're doing good because, well, that's what we do.
Perfect.
Right. You know who's not using that? Native indigenous people.
Right.
You know who is? Hippie liberal weirdos who were going to go blow. They thought, you know what, they're going to blow up like a Best Buy or Comp USA, and they found out there was nobody there. Oh, lordy. All right, coming up. Southwest has a new policy starting in January, which I did not think was real, but it is. We'll talk about that. An update on the Chad mark. We've got some more parts to play, so be prepared for that. A bunch of other good stuff on the way. Chad Bencho, Super Top 99.
12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Federal officials say a terror plot aimed at Los Angeles has been stopped. 5 people linked to the Turtle Island Liberation Front arrested after allegedly planning New Year's Eve bombings.
Last Friday, December 12th, the defendants took a significant step to carry out their plans. They traveled to the remote campsite, which you're going to see some video of, in the desert, and they began unloading their bomb-making materials to assemble and test the bombs.
Yeah, that's U.S. Attorney Bill Esaley there in California. Investigators say the group pushed anti-government, anti-capitalist views online, pro-Palestinian. The FBI credits quick action for preventing what could have been a deadly attack. Los Angeles police have arrested Nick Reiner after his parents, filmmaker Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner, were found dead in their Brentwood home. The 32-year-old being held on $4 million bail. Detectives say he was booked on suspicion of murder. The investigation remains active as authorities search for a motive. And no arrests have been made in the deadly shooting on the campus of Brown University. A person of interest was released from custody over the weekend. 2 students died in the shooting. 9 were hurt. And researchers at the Mayo Clinic are testing some new technology aimed at notifying parents that their kids may be about to throw a temper tantrum. Here's ABC's Mike Dubusky.
A new smartwatch-based tantrum detection system is able to notify parents within about 4 seconds if their child is about to experience a severe emotional outburst. That early intervention cut the average length of a tantrum in half, according to researchers. The smartwatch monitors things like movement, heart rate, and sleep.
Researchers also say children wore the smartwatch about 75% of the time, suggesting families were able to use it consistently. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Beacon Capital Management wants to talk to you about all things when it comes to your retirement, whether it is your actual retirement itself. Will you or won't you outlive your money, which is a fear that a lot of people have. What about, I don't know, taxes? One big beautiful bill has a lot of taxes opportunities in it. Do you know and understand how to take advantage of those? They do. Then you get to other things. Not just that, but we got to think about stuff. And this is something I think is very important. Think about this. Long-term care. A lot of people don't think about that. Estate planning. Need to talk to them about that. They can help with one of these things or all of these things. And it's simple and easy. They're local. Give them a call. Say hi to them. Go down and see them. Break bread, as I like to say. They can help you with one of these things or all of these things. They're amazing. It's a free, personalized financial consultation. Call 615-488-9303 today. 615-488-9303. Check them out online at beaconcm.com. Beaconcm.com. For Beacon Capital Management, this is a paid placement. I also like puppies. What do I get for that? Temper tantrum. Watch. That seems odd. I don't know if I need that. My kids, I know my kids are. One of my kids throws a temper tantrum. Not really a temper tantrum, but she's a bull. She don't take nothing. Her and I will get into it. We square off a lot.
Yeah, my daughter was very willful. Very willful.
And you know what? I'm fine with that to a certain extent. I told her it's good to be willful. It's good to be strong.
Yeah.
Right? That's a wonderful thing.
Sure, because it's coming in very handy for her today.
Yeah. But, you know, at the same time, you don't want to ostracize people because people are like, I don't want to hang out with her because all she does is fight. And she's like, yeah, I get it, Dad. But it's okay to fight with you, right, Dad? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. New policy from Southwest Airlines. For those of you not keeping score, Southwest, they fly. In fact, I just got an email from Southwest because my son's flying out here because he's like, Dad, I'd like to spend all your money. Is there any way I could come out a little bit later? I'm like, oh, yeah, no worries. Starting on the 27th of January, if you were are you ready for this, guys? A customer of size, you may be forced to purchase 2 tickets.
Fatty?
Yeah, that's it. Now, that was Bell. So when we get called in on Thursday for our normal meeting, and he's like, guys, you guys are doing a great job. Everything's going great. Stop making fun of fat people.
I didn't make fun of him.
Yeah, the customer of size thing is back. I can... People of size, customers of size. And it starts the 27th. It's the extra seat policy. Requires anyone who can't fit comfortably in one seat with armrest down to buy an extra seat at booking. Ending its previous customer of size policy that offered a free extra seat or refund. So before it was, oh, you can't fit? Well, you know what? We'll give you the seat next to you for free, or well, here's your money back. Now it's like, now how do they figure that out? Because now when you go to all of the amusement parks, they have the seats, like if it's a car for something out there. So if you're kind of larger, you can get into it and see if it fits you. Because nothing's more embarrassing than that. Hey, let's do this in front of everybody. So are they going to just put a seat out in front of all of the things? Or is it going to be just like, my gut feeling is you're not fitting in anything? So they're going to be charging you for that. So this is the Southwest passenger of size. You do not get the refund or free seat anymore. You must buy 2. Man, that's because you just get an automatic refund. Wouldn't you think if you sat down, you would think, I really need to do something? And let's be real, those seats aren't huge anymore. I mean, we're at the point they're trying to put up 1,000 seats on a plane that should have 100. But now we're looking at making you buy 2 seats. Oh, goodness me. That is interesting. So if you're going to be flying Southwest and you're a person of size, you will now be a customer of size, and you may be forced to buy 2. But my question, do they ask you that starting on the 27th? Or if you're flying after that, what your weight is?
Yeah, what's the screening process?
So, and because, okay, so let's say you're going to fly in, February 1st. Okay, so you're flying February 1st. Until the 27th, you can, you get the little deal. But do they ask you when you go and you click through everything, oh, by the way, they put a picture up, do you look like this? It's kind of a horrible thing to say. But you're right, what is the screening process? Because you might think, I can fit in these seats. And then you don't. But now you're at the airport. Now what? There's got to be something pre that. You got to book ahead, they say. But again, how do you know what size that is? I have no idea. And you don't want to embarrass people. I mean, is there a... it's just, again, it's an odd thing when you think about it. Because I've seen because I follow these influencers who also go to FatCon. I'm just telling you guys that. And it's like fat girls who run or ride rides or whatever, and they're all over the country, and they show themselves like reviewing the ride if they can ride it. And that's a big if, because a lot of times there's not a lot of, let me just say, there's not a lot of reviews on the actual ride. More reviews on there's no way I could fit in this. So that's sad. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know if they make you take a measurement around your belly. God, that's so weird. You're going to have to send in your measurements now for Southwest. Oh, jeez. My son's not that big. They're not. So this lady wants women to have a salary. Okay. Now I'm fine with let's talk about the mom salary. And so this lady puts out this thing about the mom salary. She thinks salaries for mothers should be $175,000. That's insane, right? $175,000 based on, and I don't know where she gets. She says there's this. Oh, you guys don't even know. There is a study out there. I'm like, there's no study out there for $175,000 for mothers to stay at home. I'm sorry. And she thought, okay, this is going to go over well. As you guys know, the internet is not nice to anybody. I feel it every single day. And it was not nice to her either in this situation because people hammered her. And it's more entertaining to look at what the people are saying about the $175,000, which is insane to think of because there's just no way that, what kind of, first of all, what are you teaching your kids? That's the other thing. What are you teaching your kids? Because you would want to think that you're teaching your kids something when it comes to this. And I'm not quite sure that she's just talking about laundry, picking the kids up from school, that kind of stuff.
You should be receiving a salary from your husband. If you are a stay-at-home mom, otherwise known as a non-compensated working mom, and you are married to a man, your husband, the compensated partner, should be paying for the uncompensated labor. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of pissed off men in the comments, but try to replace you. Try to replace a stay-at-home mom. You're going to be paying for a chauffeur, a chef, a nanny, a project manager for the house. In fact, recent data has shown that stay-at-home moms, non-compensated working parents, if you had to pay them a salary, it would be at least $175,000 a year. So if you are a non-compensated working mom, if you are a stay-at-home mom, you deserve a salary from your husband. I said it.
Okay, so $175,000. Let's see what people say on the internet. Tell me you're not married without telling me you're not married. Does that mean I'm her boss? That means every day that she doesn't cook dinner and we have to order food, it comes out of her salary. If my laundry isn't done, can I put her on a PIP, personal improvement plan? Right? As a stay-at-home dad, this is far removed from reality. It's insane. So, I mean, it is. And I was thinking to myself, so I broke it down. I went and I looked up several studies. Depending on where you are, obviously New York and LA, you're going to get more. It could range from $40,000 a year up to $80,000 a year. And that includes if you're doing homeschool. That includes if you're doing extra thing, and they add some for a newborn. The issue is, though, that's also your kid. So shouldn't you have to also participate in that? And then I have to start taking out stuff because now you're living in the house. Do I charge you rent? Right? Do I charge you food? If we travel, right? So I'm taking the kids away on vacation. You're a paid employee. So we're traveling. Do I charge you for the travel? Or do I make you stay there? If you don't do the things I want, what happens at that point in time? Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, guys, it's a fair question, and I get it. But, should there be, in the other direction, certain things that then as an employer, if we're going to treat this as an employee-employer relationship, that the man should get? And do I have to handle the outside? How does that work? Let me know. You text the program. Love hearing from all of you. So, I was waiting for that. Does she charge for sex? Several people have texted in already. That's where you guys go. That's what our show's about. Weed and sex. See? I mean, that's insane. Weed and sex. Weed and sex.
And the economics of getting both.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I write it off? That's the other thing. If I pay my wife $50,000 a year to work, do I get to write it off? She is an employee, and I should send her a W-2. What is it? They always do that, like, God, what is it? When they tell you, like, the UPS drivers, their salary is $133,000. Well, actually, they top out at, X amount of dollars, but then they count in all of their benefits as well. And because if you're going to live at the house, so I've had friends who've had nannies, and that's part of it. You get some of that money, if you will, taken off. Could you imagine writing your wife up? How would that go? Guys, I want you to try that tonight.
Yeah.
Try that tonight. Honey, I think you should get paid for all this stuff. My money is my money now. Your money will be what I pay you for. But you have to sign a non-compete. And if you do something wrong, I have to write you up. And then we'll have to go get an HR. Can you fire her at this? What happens when the kids go to school? That's another thing. All these things you need to think about, kids. All of these things you need to think about in this situation. They're going to go to school. Then what happens at that point in time? Do you charge extra for, like babies? That's one of the other things they were talking about in this. Oh, so many things to take in. So many things to take in. Coming up, we got some of your texts. Yes, health coverage should be a part of that as well. And it's White Girl Wednesday. Even Christmas came early. Oh, my Lord. You have no idea. We're going to talk about the worst Christmas songs. So we've already done 5, right, which is horrible. Like, I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. The barking song is just stupid as can be. And then, of course, Santa's Got a Gun from The Killers or whatever that was. Well,
Yeah, that was great.
That was great. This one is spectacular. From a little guy that wasn't really that little. We'll talk
Little fella.
Little fella. We'll talk about that straight ahead. Chad Metro, Super Talk 997. Birch Gold. Right now, until the 22nd, a week from today, you have your opportunity with Birch Gold to get yourself a little something, something, which is silver. Free silver for every $5,000 worth of gold you buy from Birch Gold. Now, why gold? Silver, first of all, has made a huge move. Gold's made a massive move. You have unsettled times when it comes to the AI bubble. Will it or won't it pop? Potential for inflation, recession, and then you talk about the global issues with the dollar, people moving away from central banks, looking to park their money elsewhere. Take advantage of what Birch is doing right now. If you've got an existing IRA, 401k, and you'd like to move it over, get a tax-sheltered IRA backed by gold, they can help you with that. Maybe you'd like the physical, they can help you with that. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau. They're amazing. They're called Birch Gold. And until the 22nd, find out if you qualify and how you can get the free silver from my friends at Birch Gold. Text the word Benson now to 989898. Birch will get you out all the information you need to find out about all of this amazing stuff, not only with gold, but with silver as well. Text the word Benson to 989898 for Birch Gold.
All right, drivers in Belshire got a crash blocking the right shoulder. This is going to be Briley Parkway westbound right there at 24 North. Investigators say quick action prevented coordinated bombings across Los Angeles. And celebrations and safety go hand in hand at tonight's Hanukkah events in Nashville. Find out where and when next, coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
A little more on this next hour. The chaos, the craziness, and the insanity that took place at Bondi Beach yesterday. It's the holidays. I love the holidays. We're having so much fun, family. That damn elf is just moving around our house everywhere. Just crazy, that little elf. 1 minute there, 1 minute there. My daughter's like, I can't believe how crazy this elf is. I'm like, right. And we've been singing songs, having a good time. She loves Last Christmas. She sings. She knows every word to it. She's 7. And I'm just laughing. Thank God she doesn't know there are bad songs out there, and we've given you some horrific songs already, but now we've gotten to the final 2. And as bad as number 2 is, tomorrow we'll dazzle you with maybe the most depressing song of all time.
Now it's time for the countdown of the worst Christmas songs of all time. Number 2, Merry Christmas.
So Tiny Tim did this song, and he wrote it really quick, and I guess it was his manager said, no, do not for a second think you're going to record this. And this was back in the day when there was a lot of issues with the AIDS.
This song is not made to make fun of anybody. Was not made for humor, any sadistic humor. It's hard to explain that this song was written in 1980 or 81, just lying at 2, 3 in the morning. An idea came to me. It sounded funny, because AIDS was a very, very minor word. The biggest thing about AIDS, AIDS, was the candy-reducing candies, which they had. It was way, way before Rock Hudson's unfortunate death and Liberace's. And the song, in fact, somebody wanted me to record this 5 years later here in Florida, near Miami. And my agent said, at that time, AIDS was getting heavier. And he said, if you record that song, I'm dropping you as an agent. But in 81, he even got a laugh out of this before the tragedies came.
And the tragedies were many. We know about that, but still.
Santa Claus has got the AIDS this year. And he won't be around to spread his Christmas cheer. The reindeer all look blue. They know what he's going through. Santa Claus has got the AIDS this year. He won't be singing out ho, 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 ho. But he'll be yelling out no, 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 no. The nurses all look sad, 'cause Santa's got it bad. Santa Claus has got the AIDS this year. Hello, this is Santa Claus. I won't be here this year. I'm sick, but next year, 12 months to wait, and then he'll soon be round again. Why, Santa Claus has got the AIDS this year.
Yeah, well, we knew the AIDS didn't come around.
A little bit of the normal voice there at the end.
At the end. He did that for real. That is insane. That is not a happy Christmas song. That is not. It's not one of those happy Christmas songs. And it was before its time, because we knew that Santa wouldn't be around next year. If back in the 80s, early 80s, he caught it. There'd be no Santa Claus.
Well, Santa's magic.
He is magic, but he was never going to catch it. But you guys get where we're going with that. That was just so bizarre. So freaking bizarre. Some of you have texted in asking questions about how you can make your wife an employee and some of the things that you would like your wife to do. First of all, several of you want to make sure there's a sandwich every single day. Along with other things. Some of you want to know if you can outsource some of this.
Can't you just sort of attach a value to every expected action, and when that action is not taken care of, you just deduct?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if she wants to be a independent contractor and go elsewhere, that's fine. If we're going to turn this into a business relationship, it's not personal, honey. I'm firing you. It's just business. We can still be friends. You can come over and visit the kids every once in a great while as well. So if you don't mind me.
And I hope you don't mind my new hot nanny.
That's right. Mm-hmm. New hot nanny. What? All right, coming up. Hour number 2 of the program. Next hour, we are going to teach you the anatomy, how you actually put together an amazing Christmas song to make it a hit, because there's a scientific way of doing it. We'll talk about that. More on the murder of Rob Reiner. A lot of you are questioning some of the stuff. Found out how he was found as well. A bunch of other stuff on the way. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Hour number 2, Chad Benson Show, straight ahead. Chad Benson Show, Super Top 997.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. We've got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Federal agents say they've stopped a major terrorist attack. First Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Isaley, says 5 suspects were arrested, 4 in California, 1 in Louisiana, accused of planning bombings across Los Angeles on New Year's Eve.
The defendants are all radical anti-government members of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, which according to their own social media is an anti-capitalist, anti-government movement that calls for their associates to rise up and fight back against capitalism.
Authorities say the group is pro-Palestinian and had improvised explosive devices ready. Under arrest now, Nick Reiner, son of director and actor Rob Reiner, and his wife Michelle, after the couple was found stabbed to death in their L.A. home. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
The arrest of Rob Reiner's son coming earlier today. Sources are telling us it is for suspicion of murder, but no charges have been filed yet. The district attorney will decide on charges in the next couple of days. He's being held on $4 million bail. The LAPD making the arrest after they spent all night here at the Reiner home where I am right now. They have since moved out. There is no activity beyond the walls of the Reiner home. There is a white gate out front, high hedges around the home. Inside, there are holiday decorations around the house.
No arrests have been made in the deadly shooting on the campus of Brown University. A person of interest was released from custody over the weekend. 2 students died in that shooting. 9 were hurt. And there is heightened security at Hanukkah celebrations around the country, including Nashville, after the attack on the Jewish community in Australia that killed 15 people this weekend. Police say 2 gunmen opened fire on Sydney's Bondi Beach on the first night of Hanukkah. Here's Faith Abube.
A bystander now being hailed as a hero after he rushed one of the gunmen and pried the weapon from his hands. Police say they shot and killed one of the suspects and the other is in critical condition.
Here in Nashville, Channel 4's Jordan James says hundreds are on high alert for today's public lighting of the menorah.
Jewish institutions throughout Nashville have increased security and have been coordinating with local and federal law enforcement agencies, which leaders say is a necessity.
Us, together with the rest of the Nashville Jewish community, are definitely vigilant, and our security is our top priority, and we do everything we can. At the end of the day, there's a big God in heaven, and we pray that everybody stays safe.
A shared hope for a congregation amidst hardships.
No matter how many times people try to attack us, we are a resilient group of people, and we're not afraid to come together and celebrate our faith no matter anything that goes on.
So the public menorah lighting scheduled to start at 5:30 tonight at Public Square Park downtown. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Rob Reiner, killed allegedly by his son. $4 million bail. He's not getting out. The kid's a hot mess. Guy is a mess, and it's been a mess for years. And as Ken pointed out earlier this year, there was it was at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party.
Yeah, New York Post says that he and his son were seen in what everybody said was a really animated argument.
Yeah,
really going at each other.
Yeah, that's horrible situation, and it was apparently their throats were cut, and it is a personal thing. Stabbings are personal. To think about that, what happened. The masseuse apparently came over and found them.
Yeah, the unofficial stabbing is their throats were slit.
Yeah. Think about that for a second. My God.
So what do you think, in their sleep?
I would assume so. I don't. Yeah, I guess I would have assumed.
Yeah.
Yeah. How else could it have been? Unless they were in other rooms separately.
Yeah.
And you were able to do that, like come up behind and do it. I know we'd have to ask OJ.
That's a big house.
That is a big house.
They were
$13.5 million. And right across the street was their other house. So a tragedy. Because this kid had for years, he's like, there's a lot of kids in Hollywood that you would never know their parents are famous. They don't want it. Their people, most of them don't want to use it. Some of them do. Some of them want to use that. But this guy, he was a mess since he was about 12 or 13. He went his first stint in rehab at 15. 17 stents later, it didn't work, obviously. In the last picture I saw him, he did not look good. So horrible. We just had another death, by the way. Anthony Geary died. Luke from Luke and Laura on General Hospital.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Really?
70.
What did he die from?
Yeah, he died in Holland. So I don't know if he was on vacation there, but if you guys remember Luke and Laura, superstar couple.
I used to watch General Hospital every day when I got home from middle school.
Man, you did?
Yes, loved that show, especially that story arc.
That was that was the first time I can remember how big of soap operas were during that day, because everybody was talking about Luke and Laura.
And two regulars during that time were John Stamos and Rick Springfield.
Yes. But, man, that was, he died. That was a huge thing. Remember when they got married? Man, Anthony Geary had some hair, baby.
Well, previously in the story arc, though, he had raped her.
Yes.
And then they end up getting married, and it's like, man, you couldn't tell that kind of story these days.
No, you couldn't.
No,
that's different back then. Different. It was way different back then. Way different. His death was confirmed by Claudio Gama in a statement which reads, "It was shock for me and our families, our friends. For more than 30 years, Tony has been my friend, my companion, my husband. The actor became a huge star again in the 70s and 80s. He played opposite Mrs. Was it Jeannie Francis? Laura?
Yeah, Jeannie Francis.
Yeah.
She's actually Jonathan Frakes' wife.
Yeah, so,
from
man.
Star Trek.
And then you had the guy over the weekend that died. Oh, God. What was his name? He's one of those guys where you go, oh, I know who you are. I've seen you in 1,000 things. So it's just they come in threes, kids. That's what they say. Come in threes, and this is awful. Awful. And then yet there he is, right? Dick Van Dyke just cruising along, 100 years old, living his life.
Laughing at everybody dropping dead.
That's it. Why is that? Because he's dancing. He's getting out there. He's having fun, living life large, and saying he lives like a kid, which is a great thing.
Well, if you look at him, too, I mean, he doesn't look young, but he doesn't look 100.
No, he doesn't look 100. He doesn't look 100. He doesn't. And that's for sure. And he doesn't act 100. But yeah, again, it's just the drugs, they don't care who you are. They don't care how rich you are. They don't care the color of your skin. They, if given the opportunity and you start to do them, they'll rip a family apart. And now you've got the death of Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. And now you've got two brothers, one in jail, accused of killing their mother and father, two sisters who are looking around going, what the hell happened? Just tragedy, absolute tragedy. And then, of course, you had what took place over the weekend. Oh, yeah, Peter Green. You guys remember Peter Green? He was Zed in Pulp Fiction, among other things. He was the one who passed away again this weekend. Thank you for that. Then you had the horrific thing at Bondi Beach in Australia, and it was horrific. The question is, how? How did, first of all, in Australia, it is a tough thing to get a gun. They have clamped down on guns in Australia over the years, but you can still get them, but you have to be licensed. This father and son were licensed to have guns. So that means they weren't there just for a week or two. They'd been there for quite a while. And it would have been much worse had it not been for a dude, Ahmed El Ahmed, who is a fruit stand owner, I think, who decided, I'm not going to let this happen, and jumped into action.
I think it's the most unbelievable scene I've ever seen. A man walking up to a gunman who had fired on the community and single-handedly disarming him, putting his own life at risk to save the lives of countless other people. That man is a genuine hero, and I've got no doubt that there are many, many people alive tonight as a result of his bravery.
Yeah, no doubt. So, also, by the way, he was Syrian. And, so you had a Muslim pledge their allegiance to ISIS. I don't even know what that means anymore. And apparently draped the ISIS flag over their car, then went on a shooting spree. And while all of that was going on, this guy had come down from the bridge. So there were two of them. There was a father and a son. This is the son. The dad was on the bridge. They got him. The police, it was so bizarre because it felt like these guys were just doing whatever they wanted.
Yeah, I heard a report where this went on for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know where the police were. They do carry guns over there. Where were they? That's where were, and you brought in obviously a sniper, but this dude, right, told his nephew, hey, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take this guy out, or at least try to. I'm probably going to die. Tell my family I love him. And he went for it. And he ripped that gun right out of that guy's hand.
And from a distance, it just seemed like the guy was totally confused. Like, what just happened?
Yeah, like that, he did. He looked totally confused.
And instead of like going, oh, I better haul ass out of here, he just sort of starts walking away and stopping every few paces.
Because he realized the guy wasn't going to shoot him. And then the guy set the gun down on the tree.
I would have realized that the guy hadn't shot me, but I wouldn't be certain that he wasn't going to shoot me.
Well, and thank goodness he wasn't strapped with a bunch of bombs.
Yeah, they had some bombs, but not on them, that's good news. Could have been much worse. But they were there to kill as many people as possible, and they luckily didn't get any more opportunity. But I hear the sirens for like 5 minutes, and I don't see anybody engaging in these guys until finally they get the guy on the bridge. And I don't know who took the shot, and they took him down. And then did you see the fight on the bridge? So then you get a bunch of people who are trying to figure out if this guy's down, right? Like it looks like they were going to rush him anyways. And then the cops come up, and they're over there getting ready to pound on the guy who's probably dead by now. And then the cops are pointing the gun at those people, and they're like, no, we're not part of it. It was chaos, but it was not I think there's going to be a lot of questions.
Well, and the one guy that took the gun and eventually sat it down, it's probably the smartest thing he could do, because if a cop saw him with the gun, he would have assumed, so it's like, I'm going to set this down and wait for police.
Yeah, especially the Keystone cops over there, which is what they're calling them. A bit of the Keystone-ness. Just a horrible situation, but it was not, first of all, it should have been better protected. There were many signs that people were saying over there, and the same group that put this together also is part of the group in, I know, Times Square tonight, and they're going to have extra police everywhere now. So, and then, of course, we caught what are they called? Turtle Island?
The Turtle Island Liberation Front.
We got them. They're pretty dangerous. They were going to blow stuff up.
Yeah, apparently there's been fire bombings of temples in Australia leading up to this.
Yes.
So, I mean, you would think...
there would be better protection.
Right.
You would think they would have done more to protect. You would think that. You would think that there was...
Especially after they've done such an extreme job of limiting people's ability to defend themselves.
Yeah. Did you see they had the machete where you could turn a machete in? They had like a box where you can go turn it in.
It's like those boxes in the UK where you can turn in knives.
It's insane. And they didn't protect. You should have been aware of this. You should have said, okay, look, there are some serious issues that we're dealing with here, and we should be prepared. And it's better to be safe than sorry, right? It's better to have and not need than need and not have. And you had a need for it, and you didn't have it. And then when they did show up, it seemed like the sirens were going, but these guys feared nothing. And then that dude came out of nowhere, blindsided that guy, and took his gun. Amen for that.
10 minutes is a long time, man.
Long time. That is a long, long time. I mean, it's nothing compared to what we've seen with some of our, in Texas. But
well, they were there. They just were hanging out instead.
Yeah, they just didn't go in
because of I don't have the keys. Oh wait, he's got the keys. Or you don't have the keys? No. And I'm surprised that the Jewish population, the people that set this up, also didn't say we should probably get some extra security.
Yeah.
Yeah, never trust government to cover your ass for you.
No on that for sure. And then, of course, we had the shooting at Brown. And yes, if you want to know, is there a not just an update, something from Kylie? There is, and we'll play it coming up. But the Brown shooting, they thought they had somebody. They had released the name. And then they go, this guy's not it.
Man.
Like the Charlie Kirk shooting.
Yeah.
That was not.
Can't do that.
No. Not in today's world. Sorry. In today's world, when you have so many people that are already a bit unstable, as we've seen, when you have so many people that live in a world of conspiracy theories, you've now gone and essentially doxed this kid who's 24, and then you released him, and
good luck.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Wow. Our bad.
I'm waiting for Cash to come out and go, hey, we caught the guy. Apparently, he's a spokesperson for some cereal called Trix. He looks a little bit like a rabbit. Way to go, Cash.
Cash. Somebody's going to be, see, you're saying bad things about the Trump administration again. You know what? With Cash Patel, sorry. I think he's a bit of a clown. I do. I think Pam Bonnie's a bit of a clown. There you go. Although they did catch the Turtle Island Liberation Army, or whatever they're called, Liberation Front. You know why they couldn't be the Army? Somebody's already probably has that. They got that domain.
It's already
they're .org.
Somewhere along the line during a conference call, Cash called them the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Army.
That's right. Probably. That his eyes got all wet.
Here's the thing, man. You know that this group isn't the only group planning something on New Year's Eve.
No. Do you remember was it last year we had the New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
And then we had that dude in Vegas in the Cybertruck.
Yes.
I don't remember the Cybertruck thing.
Oh, you remember that guy? He blew himself up in front of one of the hotels?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I remember that now.
I don't think he meant to blow himself up at that moment in time. It just happened.
They thought it went off prematurely.
Yeah, so now you've got this, and you're right. These can't be the only ones.
Then there was the Christmas market in Germany.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, and remember the video of that was horrific.
Yeah, there was.
I mean, that car. Good grief.
Yeah, I have.
Just remember, folks, government will keep you safe.
No. Be prepared to protect yourself at all costs. And I'm surprised, again, that they didn't hire security themselves. They should have. They should have been allowed. Maybe the government's like, "No, we got you back. It'll be all right." We're looking for the crazy right wingers. Yeah, but maybe just are they the ones bombing all of the temples, or is there an issue here? And they're close to going to a race war over there. That's the fear in Australia. Talk a bit more about this. A bunch of other good stuff on the way, including the anatomy of a Christmas hit. How do you get one? They broke it down this weekend. It's actually rather interesting. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Raycon, best earbuds around. Love my Raycon. Wear them every single day. The fit, the feel, so incredible. Classic, amazing earbuds. And I'm talking about stuff that sounds better than anything you could believe, especially for this price point. 8 hours of talk time, 32 hours of battery life, 20% off site-wide, active noise cancellation, fast charging, multi-connectivity. If you want to win the holidays, if you want to give somebody something that is going to say, they're going to think about you all year long, these are the ones that deliver the best sound quality around. They're called Classic Earbuds from Raycon. The fit, again, is amazing because they're ergonomically perfect, and they fit in your ears so incredibly well, but they just stand the test of time, and they've got tons of great stuff. So why don't you save 20%? You get a 30-day happiness guarantee, so you really have nothing to lose. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad today and take advantage of this. Buyraycon.com/Chad, 20% off site-wide. Buyraycon.com/Chad.
Selling your home can be stressful, but it doesn't have to be. Get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. There are no showings, no open houses, no stress. Work with the #1 real estate team in the U.S. and close with confidence. Go to markspain.com today.
Hey, this is Pastor Al, and join us on Super Talk 99.7, Sunday evenings from 7 to 8. We're going to look at the news from a biblical perspective.
The Wellness Institute in Nashville is amazing. Do you know their technology is second to none? Okay, first of all, not only is it about the brilliance of Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Ashley, but think about the brilliance that they have in the foresight to bring in the best technology around to help you when it comes to your back, legs, sciatic, you name it, they've got it all. And if you're saying to yourself, okay, what can I do? What can they really do for me? They can do so many things for you. It is incredible what they can do. It's like a spaceship, where they've got all of this. I was in there, and they've got this thing where you run, and it helps take the pressure off your knees, and it's so bizarre. And you're like, how does that work? And then you find out, oh my God, it's going to help your legs, it's going to help your knees, it's going to help everything. They've added new stuff this year, including the Hydrowave machine, and it'll be up and ready starting the beginning of this year. Take advantage of all the amazing things. Get yourself back in the game with my friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. They're the best around. Call them today, 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009. Check them out online at paintisbad.com.
All right, drivers, we've got a crash in Woodbine. It has the on-ramp closed, 440 eastbound from Nolensville Pike. And the FBI says it has arrested 5 suspects linked to a radical group planning holiday attacks. This story and more at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Do we know what they look like?
The suspects?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen them.
I'm going to go with what you would think. Like if you went to, and you're like, hey, let's take a look. Oh, my God, I'm looking at them right now. Oh, yeah, they're everything. This cannot be it. Is this really it? No. How many did they arrest? 5?
5, yeah. 4 in L.A., and then there was one person they said in New Orleans.
Oh, man. I hope this isn't them. Because if it's them, then this is, they don't look like I want them to look.
Oh.
Audrey Carroll, a.k.a. Askinok Black Moon. Tina Chen Ting Lai, a.k.a. Kickware.
These are their street names?
I guess. I don't know. Okay. Here's Dante Anthony Garfield, a.k.a. Nomad Cedar. Stupid names. Yeah. Those are stupid names. You people are stupid.
If it was Nomad Maple, that'd be a little different.
Yeah, you got a Nomad Maple. That's a good one. God, that's a good one right there. A Kickware. What the hell is that? Black Moon, I could at least get around because she looks native. But Kickware, that sounds like that's your DJ name. On the side, I DJ weddings for the capitalistic scum of America. But they pay well.
And I only do it with my kicks on.
That's right, because I Kickware, baby. A Kickware. Bunch of hippies. Yeah, it's a bunch of hippies indeed. Goodness me. So they arrested a 5th one. I wonder what their name is.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I don't know why they've released the L.A. names, but not the New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah, again, New Orleans.
Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Nope. Yeah.
Got a name?
Nope. I thought I did, but I do not.
Damn you. I want a good name, too. Kickware. Stupid name. Kickware. Ooh. Are there Antifa street names? I have no idea. Do they give them street names on the Antifa?
Probably because you want to use their real names since they don't show their faces.
Yeah, that's right. They should make them all wear jerseys, like sports, so we can decide who's who. Be easier for us. Because we care about us in this situation. Try to figure it all out.
Otherwise, you're a non-combatant and we can just shoot you.
Yeah, that's right. We don't want that to happen, kids. We don't want that to happen. I do have a... I'm going to go through it to make sure she don't curse, our good friend Kylie. Because
she's going to curse.
Probably. Belle, where did she go to school?
Well, she had a scholarship to White, but she decided to go to Brown.
And Brown, I think one of the people killed at Brown was part of the Young Republicans.
Oh, she's going to be okay with that.
Yeah, I don't think she's okay with that. And if I'm correct, I believe that the other one was a professor, maybe? And again, we don't know anything about the person because that person that they thought they had, they didn't really have him. And he wasn't really the suspect. He was a person of interest, but we gave out his name just in case, which will, of course, start the chaos and craziness of all the conspiracy.
Now he gets to live the rest of his life associated with something he had nothing to do with.
Yeah. Forever. Forever and ever. And in a time when we take something and roll it out as a conspiracy theory chaos that we do, this guy was already, what is he? He was already a plant. It's the way they do it. They're throwing us off, guys.
Who's the Olympics guy, Richard Jewell?
Yes.
Had nothing to do, actually was a hero, found the bomb, kept it from going off, and they arrested him.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with the bomb.
They persecuted him till eventually he ended up dying.
Now, the other victim in the Brown shooting was Mohammed Aziz Ermosakov.
Oh.
You don't need to bring race into it.
An aspiring neurosurgeon from Uzbekistan.
Oh, nope. Can't be. That's a lie. And I've heard everything from its right-wingers to its people who are nihilist to it is obviously this guy they did, release to it is Islamist. And all we have is a picture of him from the back. That's it. A little video. That's it. And we don't.
Is it the one with him and his hands in his pockets and he's walking away from the camera?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
And that's it. It looks like Bell's wearing he's got a hoodie on. I got
plausible deniability. I got a full alibi.
Do you?
Yes.
Which is?
I would never go to Brown.
Yeah, me either. College campuses? Ha! Not for us, kids. All right, coming up, the anatomy of a Christmas song. We'll talk a little bit about that. I'm going to go through Kylie, find out what she said about the Brown stuff. There'll probably be some cursing, so give me a minute while I break that up, just in case, because we don't want to have to bleep it on the air, but it'll go through on the old YouTube. Chad Bensio, Super Talk 997.
$1:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Again, drivers, the on-ramp to go eastbound on 440 from Nolensville Pike is shut down for a crash. The FBI has foiled what it calls a large-scale bombing plot linked to a group that calls itself the Turtle Island Liberation Front. First Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Isaley, says 5 people were preparing attacks on multiple Los Angeles locations for New Year's Eve.
Audrey Carroll, 30 years old, Zachary Aaron Page, 32, Dante Gaffield, 24, and Tina Lay, 41, each from the Los Angeles area.
A 5th suspect was arrested by the FBI in New Orleans, reportedly linked to a separate planned attack. Authorities say the group is anti-government and pro-Palestinian and had improvised explosive devices ready to go. And after the apparent stabbing deaths of director and actor Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle in their L.A. home, ABC's Alex Stone says one person's in custody.
Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, now in custody. The LAPD making the arrest earlier today. Sources are telling us it is for suspicion of murder, but no charges have been filed yet. That will come later. Here outside the Reiner home, it is quiet inside the gates of the home. There's a big white gate here. There are holiday decorations up around the home. One light on in the home. It appears the on-scene part of the investigation here has wrapped up. The LAPD has moved out.
No arrests have been made in the deadly shooting on the campus of Brown University. A person of interest released from custody over the weekend. 2 students killed in that attack, 9 others injured. There's heightened security at Hanukkah celebrations around the U.S., including Nashville, after the attack on the Jewish community in Australia this weekend. 15 people killed there. Nashville Jewish institutions have increased security. They're coordinating with local and federal law enforcement agencies ahead of tonight's public menorah lighting downtown. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, guys, USS, United Structural Systems, you're hearing about that. Next thing you know, our pipes are going to be freezing. The rain's going to come. Do you have issues? Are there issues out there that you don't even know about, right? Foundation, cracks in your basement, like down below, water issues that maybe you think stuff's leaked, maybe it hasn't, in your walls. That's where USS comes in. You can call them. United Structural Systems come out. They got 30 years experience in basement crawl space waterproofing, basement wall stabilization, foundation repair, you name it, they could do it all. Here's the beauty of it. Their inspection, absolutely free. They'll come out, they'll inspect, it's free. From there, if you do need work, they handle it, and they're amazing. 30-plus years, 30,000 happy customers, tons of 5-star reviews. So if you do worry about stuff that might have happened, especially last winter through the summer with all the rain and stuff, get it checked before it becomes worse. You don't want mold and wood rot. You know what a nightmare that could be. Call USS today, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or check them out online at ussdn.com. So the shooting at Brown, we have our favorite lady, Kylie. She comes on every Wednesday to regale us with how horrible you and I are as individuals and human beings. White Woman Wednesday. She did go to Brown, as she has reminded us on numerous occasions, and she did have something to say immediately after the shooting. And by the way, you can hear, it upset her.
As someone who went to Brown, that campus was my safe place for 4 years. There is a community there like nowhere else I have been. Every single person on campus is going to be profoundly affected by this loss. And that should just show you that there is nowhere in this country anymore that is safe. High schools, colleges, concerts, it does not matter. We have an unregulated gun problem, and more people are going to continue to die until we do something about it. At what point is it too close to home? At what point do people decide that enough is enough? We have to actually do something. We are the only developed country in the world where we have such intense gun violence every day, and we still do not know the full extent of the casualties of this shooting. And it's gotten to the point where people are so desensitized to this that it's just another day in America. At what point will we actually do something to make the violence stop?
Again, the gun is a tool like anything else. That guy would have drove in there with his car. It's a tool. It's what is done with the tool, and why do we have so many young men in particular? Sometimes, yeah, the terrorist thing is, but a lot of times it's just pissed off, angry young men that are doing this. Where are we missing this?
I personally think it's got a lot to do with them, with mental health, and them looking at what other people that have done this, the attention they get out of it, and how they're lauded as the anti-hero or just the fame that comes from it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this guy, well, it's the, look at, what's his name, especially now with Luigi Mangione, right? Because he has got this, it went from infamy, this horror, to like, it's a fame.
Yeah.
You know, women showing up. How sick is that?
People doing GoFundMes to try to, raise money for his defense because they think he's innocent or he hasn't done anything wrong.
And think about it reminds me of the Joker from that movie with was it Heath Ledger who played the Joker? Who's the one Joaquin Phoenix. The one that's alive.
Joaquin.
Reminds you of that, where he was the anti-hero. That people got behind, they cheered because he was taking it to the man or all of this kind of stuff.
Even though what he was doing was 100% illegal.
Yes, even though it was criminal and terroristic. That happened. And, when you think about, like, there's the old saying, right? One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. These people aren't freedom fighters. They're not. They're not freedom fighting anything. They're pissed and angry about something. Every once in a while, you're going to get a terrorist, yeah. But even so, what we are seeing nowadays is this infamy, anti-hero, blame it on somebody else, and everybody deserves it thing.
I've been marginalized, but I'm going to make sure that you remember who I am.
Yeah. And marginalized, too, in a way where 25 years ago, they weren't talking to each other. Now they all know a way to find each other and get pissed off at the world together, which is awful. Absolutely sick and disgusting. So we still know nothing about who this person is, but the FBI's on it, so I'm sure it's going to go well. We talk about Christmas songs, and I do like me a Christmas song. We've played the bad ones. Now, did you know that there is an actual art form to doing it? Right? There's an art form of putting one together. It's not as simple as, don't worry about it. Just throw it out there. No, no, no. Chestnuts. Now, remember, we're writing our Christmas song that's going to be massive and huge because we don't want to work anymore. We're also playing the Powerball, which is going to be $1.1 billion. So we're doing both because we got to back ourselves up. Right, boys? I don't know, fellas.
I don't know about this, fellas.
Continue, sir.
Home for the Holidays. Home for the Holidays is actually the most common one. You have weather-themed songs, Let It Snow, and you have a lot around the myth of Santa Claus.
In fact, Bennett found that most Christmas hits are about one of only 6 things. The other biggies are parties, being in love, and being out of love. Which brings us to the #1 Christmas hit of recent years.
Giggity. Got it all. So you got to hit. So here's the thing. Just like these movies, it's formulaic, right? Formulaic, but you have to put it all together in such a way where as you roll it out to the people, the formula is the formula. You don't mess with it. You don't go in there and change Coke to new Coke, guys.
That's where a good producer comes in.
That's right. That's where they look at you and say, this is stupid. We're not doing this. Follow the formula. Nobody thought. She makes $2.5 to $3 million a year off of it. Over the lifetime of this, she's heading towards that probably $75 million range just off this one song. And this guy, by the way, he's also worth $100 million, right? It's formulaic, but we know the formula. We have to follow the formula. Ken, are you going to follow the formula with me?
You if don't it gives me $1 million.
You don't want to work anymore either. We want to just get our checks every, 6 months.
Absolutely.
April, and we're like, oh my God, we got another $750,000 check for our goofy Christmas song. Thank you very much. It's eighth notes, guys. All right? It's eighth notes. So we got to get that, right? They're going to break it down for us. Keep thinking, guys. Formulaic. We've got it going on. We can all write a song. Timmy Tim, the Killers. We're talking to you, and you're whacking this stuff. Novelty works too. Don't get us wrong. Novelty doesn't, it doesn't always fit, but it's got to be novelty in a funny way. All right? And the other thing is, when you listen to this, again, formulaic, just why the Hallmark movies work. You know what's going to happen. It's formulaic, but you know what? It brings us comfort. That's what these songs do every year. It brings us comfort. It gives us memory. It takes us back to a time that we love.
Carrie Butler is a veteran of 12 Broadway shows, including Hairspray, Mean Girls, and Beetlejuice. She knows her way around a song. Is there something to you that a Christmas song does emotionally that a pop song doesn't?
Yeah, I think it's the nostalgia. It brings back all of these memories when we were little, singing them with our parents, and now we're older and we're singing them with our kids.
We have a special surprise for our viewers, as you know. Based on the data I have studied on what makes a great Christmas song, I've written one, and you have gracefully agreed to sing it for us.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Now, Walter Afanasieff and Joe Bennett both say that just including all the traditional musical ingredients doesn't automatically make a song great.
It's not like a formula or an algorithm. Obviously, if it were easy, a lot more people would be doing it.
Yes. But you don't stray from it. You stick to it, and you watch what happens, okay? So that's what we're saying. Not only do we have our Chad mark, we're going to probably try to write some hilarious Christmas song because that's what we need. And you know what? Maybe starting on Wednesday, I want everybody to send in a line, and we'll try to do a funny Christmas song because that'll be hilarious. Chad mark, by the way, if you guys want to send in your auditions, continue to do so. You can go to @ChadBensonShow, get your Chad mark there. We're going to have everybody record them by Friday, whoever gets chosen. And we've added, Ken went and added a whole new scene about hot chocolate.
Yeah, the town is in an uproar.
Totally.
Because they can't agree on just how much cocoa goes in a cup of hot chocolate.
And what kind of cocoa are we talking about with the extras? Are we talking sprinkles? Are we talking marshmallows? Are we talking, yes, the amazing whipped cream? We don't know. This is going to be a battle.
It sparked some lively debate.
Definitely.
At the city council meeting.
This is going to be something spectacular.
I mean, people are carrying signs.
It's got to be. That is so true. So true. Now we know how to write a hit show, and we know how to write a hit song. We're doing it all, and we're going to win the lottery.
Where's the guy in the show that's like, I don't care how you make your hot chocolate, I'll do it my way?
He'll be there. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. That guy that's totally doing his own thing, right? That'll be Bell.
I don't like marshmallows, so I'm not putting it in.
Yeah, there you go. That's Bell right there. He doesn't want to be part of the town, but we have to show him that we love him, and he needs to be part of the town. Good God,
you got to unfreeze my heart like the Grinch.
Unfreeze my heart. Should be the name of our next one. That's the one next year. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys. Birch Gold has an amazing opportunity for you to get some free silver. It is simple and easy. When you buy $5,000 worth of gold from Birch Gold, they're going to give you an ounce of silver for every $5,000 you buy. Have you seen what silver's done? Have you seen what gold has done? Think about it where it was. And think about also what's happening when it comes to the precious metals market across the board. Birch can help you with that. Whether you've got an existing IRA or 401k and maybe you want to have it moved over to a tax-sheltered IRA in gold, or maybe you're looking at other things like getting the physical because of the unsteadiness globally with a lot of conflicts going on, because of the situation that, we have here with what will happen to rates, what's going to happen with inflation, the dollar's weakening, people are moving away from the dollar as the currency. It's time to look at how you protect yourself, and Birch can help you with it. Now, this goes on till the 22nd of this month. If you find out how you qualify for the free silver, text the word Benson now to 989898. They'll get you out all the information you need on how you could participate in this and get yourself free silver. Text the word 989898 for Birch Gold.
The FBI says it has thwarted a bombing plot on New Year's Eve across Los Angeles. We've got the details on that and other top stories coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Okay, we have some of our own here. We need to do this. Listen, the mayor of Tinseltown. That's the name of the town in our little Chad Mark play.
Yeah.
I don't know, fellas.
I don't know about this, fellas. Should we get extra security for tonight's council meeting?
Oh, that's right, for the hot cocoa. We don't want that. Somebody said Ron Swanson, the hot chocolate, about Bell. Yeah, I don't know. This hot chocolate, this hot cocoa meeting. Wouldn't it be great To live in a world where that was your biggest issue.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe I want my hot chocolate made from white chocolate.
Oh, no, now that's going to cause some controversy.
That is
right
going to be
there.
super controversial. Always you, taking the other side of something. And now all of a sudden, some other people are going, yeah, maybe so. Right? Maybe I don't like marshmallows.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like the color of marshmallows.
Oh, I don't know about this, fellas.
Well, we know Kylie wouldn't like the color of them.
No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't. This is going to be quite the show. So awesome. We've had yet another death in celebrity world, guys. Get ready for this. Everlasting love. Carl Carlton passed away today. That guy, R&B, soul, funk. She's a bad man,
Gemma. Oh, freaking love that song.
Just as
How old was he?
He was 72 years young. And yes, he's a bad mamma jamma.
Mamma Jamma.
Woo!
Fine as
she could be.
This is the exact same formula that the Jackson 5 used.
Yes.
I can proudly say that this song, I heard this song on the radio when my dad would drive me to junior high and back.
Yeah.
In 1979.
That's right, baby. Big time right there.
She's bad mamma jamma.
Justice. So that is a great song. And you said
Actually, 80.
What was that guy? OC Charlie? You sent us OG Charlie?
Oh, yeah. You guys got to follow this guy, man. OG Mr. Charlie.
Yeah, he would be dancing to this.
Yes, sir.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys got to check him out. He just dances to songs. And by the way, he's got all of his stuff on his belt.
Yeah.
Sunglasses, check. Phone, check. Sunglasses, check. Keys, check. Other stuff, check. It's all there, kids.
Yeah,
Tight pants,
man.
ready to roll.
Funk, check.
Hour number 3, straight ahead. Chad Benz Show. Super Talk. 99.7.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. And drivers, again, the on-ramp is closed from Nolensville Pike to go eastbound on I-440 due to a crash there. Also, authorities have arrested 5 suspects accused of planning coordinated bombings in Los Angeles on New Year's Eve. The FBI says the group, calling itself the Turtle Island Liberation Front, had improvised explosives ready to target government and law enforcement. Officials described the suspects as motivated by anti-government and pro-Palestinian beliefs.
One of the leaders of the organization, defendant Audrey Carroll, helped organize an even more radical faction of the group called the Order of the Black Lotus. Each of the defendants charged today was also a member of the Order of the Black Lotus.
Yeah, their Instagram reportedly has around 850 followers, Facebook about 32. Shock in Hollywood and beyond over the murder of actor and filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. Police say their son is in custody on suspicion of murder. Here's Police Chief Jim McDonald.
We have our Robbery Homicide Division handling the investigation. They worked throughout the night on this case and were able to take into custody Nick Reiner, a suspect in this case.
Rob Reiner and his wife found stabbed to death at their home in the upscale Brentwood neighborhood there in L.A. No arrests have been made in the deadly shooting on the campus of Brown University. 2 students murdered, 9 others injured. A person of interest released from custody over the weekend. 2 students dying in that shooting. Again, students were preparing for final exams when those shots rang out. Meanwhile,
police in New York and in cities across the country are stepping up security for Hanukkah celebrations.
after the deadly rampage in Australia. The police commissioner here said that attack was no isolated incident, but part of what she called a wider assault on Jewish life.
That's Aaron Katursky reporting. Here in Nashville, Jewish leaders say they're beefing up security. They're coordinating with law enforcement for security for tonight's public lighting of the menorah. That's scheduled for 5:30 downtown. Elsewhere in Nashville, Metro Police say a massage therapist is charged with rape after an incident at Escape Day Spa in Belmead. Investigators report 37-year-old Julius Hamilton began touching a client inappropriately during a massage and then allegedly groped her against her will. The victim, stopping the session, later underwent a forensic exam. Police say Hamilton admitted he, quote, became overzealous after initially denying the allegations. Bond was set at $75,000. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Supposed to be a quiet weekend where nothing bad happened outside of the usual BS in politics we pay no attention to because it's all a bunch of theatrics anyways. And then, of course, there was the horrors of what took place in Syria. 2 of our soldiers and interpreter being killed by an ISIS member. Then you had Brown University, the shooting there, followed by the horrors of Bondi Beach in Australia. And then from there, Rob Reiner last night being killed, allegedly by his son. The horrors of that. Slit his throat is what they're saying, both of them. We're trying to figure out how that, were they sleeping? Was they in other rooms? I don't know. But it's awful. And he had a lot of troubles. Drugs do not care. They don't. Rich, poor, black, white, green, orange, straight, gay, tall, short, fat, doesn't matter. It will affect your family. It will. and he had a lot of problems. A lot of problems. A lot of problems. Hey, Ken, what time tonight is that? Yes, Bell.
Shouldn't say fat, though. It's going to get us in trouble.
Yeah, probably. Well, you know what? We're okay. We can take that. Hey, Ken, what time tonight is the lighting of the menorah?
That is 5:30 tonight.
Do they say if there's extra security?
Just the Jewish leaders here in town say they have beefed up security and that they are coordinating with law enforcement.
Which is the question that people are having in Australia is where the hell were the security? There have been issues for more than a while of what has been happening with the anti-Semitism. And let's not, first of all, here's the problem. When everything's anti-Semitic, it's like when everything's racist, it means nothing anymore.
Right. It's just, no pun intended, white noise.
It's exactly it.
When everything's at an 11, nothing is at an 11.
Yeah, exactly. And so what has happened has been a situation where if you criticize the government of Israel, well, then you hate Jews, which is stupid. I mean, no more than if I criticize the government of Venezuela, does that mean I hate all Latin people? No. But they've had a different kind of issue that has been growing there for quite a while. And I think people are starting to realize how ugly this has become because there has been more than a few issues with bombings of temples. There has been several other issues that have seen this thing look like it was going to start to go sideways in a different way, where maybe there was even potential for race riots they were talking. And today was another issue where people took to the streets throughout Australia. And remember, it's summer there. So if you want to know why they're wearing shorts and a T-shirt, is because it's summer and it's hot. And people are pissed and angry because they feel like you've invited all these people in here, and now look what has happened. You've invited tens of thousands of people. Well, for the most part, they've been fine. But this was one of those things where you had another situation where people have been warning about this, and then people have been also asking the question again, where was the security? Where was the security? Because there didn't seem to be any security. Here's one of their big morning shows, right? Think of Dan, but talented.
I'm burning inside because for months I've sat behind this microphone and I've warned government, I've warned police of the heightened sense of anxiety within the Jewish community. And the response that I often got from people was, why do you keep talking about it, Mark? Why do you keep banging on about it? Well, I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, the reason I kept banging on about it was because there were genuine fears within the Jewish community that a night like tonight would happen. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, it has happened. And there are going to be serious questions asked, there will be answers needed, but what we need to do is to join together to explain to the Jewish community that we feel you, we hurt for you, but we are with you.
Yeah. And I think that's another fair question. If you're that worried, why wasn't there extra? And look, Bibi actually a few months ago said, hey, you need to get some of this stuff under control over there. And their prime minister, he took to the airwaves today and talked about right-wing extremists, talked about all extremism. And this, I don't know what they're trying to do. Is it a sense that, you know what, if we can tamp this down and make it seem like the right-wing extremists, we're not going to have a race war? Is that the fear that the Aussies have, as well as the Brits? That if we say that these are issues that are happening here because of this, this, and this, that there's going to be a race war? And like I said today, they took to the streets in Australia, pissed, angry about what's happening in the Middle East, angry over the fact that they have taken a lot of people. And for the most part, let's remember, while this was perpetrated by two people who swore their allegiance of Islamic faith, that was one of the heroes, maybe the hero of this, was actually a guy that was from Syria, Ahmed El Ahmed, who attacked the gunman. And this was not Superman, by the way. This guy didn't have ninja moves. There was no training. He runs a fruit stand and told his nephew, I'm going for it. I'm probably going to die. And he went for it and hit the guy from behind, came through the cars. And again, not a ninja. He was not, this was not some guy that stealth. This was not any kind of special forces. This was a guy who thought, this is my country. I'm not going to allow this to happen.
James, they are dealing with the night and the terror and the fear that they've been dealing with since October 7 of 2023. And there'll be plenty of anger on the open line. There'll be plenty of text messages summing up how people are feeling. And James and I are sitting here seething, knowing that this has happened. We've been warning about it. And sadly, tonight is the night where terror has rained down on the streets of Bondi.
And that right there is one of their bigger hosts, Mark Levi, who took to the airwaves right after this happened, pissed and angry, saying people have been waiting for this. They have been waiting for this. They've been waiting for something like this to happen. There has been more than a few signs about this. And they've had anti-immigration rallies. They've had a lot of different things. But now this seems to have put people over the top. And so I think they're trying to quell it because I think the fear is it's going to become something much bigger, and you're going to see vigilante justice. The guy who did save the day, this is their premier. That's what they call him. Think of him as the governor of the territory.
I think it's the most unbelievable scene I've ever seen. A man walking up to a gunman who had fired on the community and single-handedly disarming him, putting his own life at risk to save the lives of countless other people. That man is a genuine hero, and I've got no doubt that there are many, many people alive tonight as a result of his bravery.
He said he would do it again, which was awesome. And he has been not only hailed a hero, they are raising money for him. As of now, his GoFundMe's over $1 million, which includes $100,000 from several prominent Jewish people, including billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman. And what that guy did was amazing. Said he would do it again. His friends say he's a humble dude, right? He doesn't like the coverage. He did what he was compelled to do as a human being on that day. Also, you heard Bibi Netanyahu and several other people talked about how amazing it was that he did what he did. Saved a lot of lives. But there are questions, and there's questions all over. And the other question is, how did somebody who came to Australia, who seemed to be fitting in, who lived their normal lives, become radicalized? When did that start to happen? I don't know. Was it after October 7th and what was going on in Palestine? Was it that? Was it other things? I have no idea. It was a father and a son. Father's dead, son's still alive. This guy disarmed him, took his gun away. So we'll thank God for that, because now we can hopefully find out how they got to this point. I don't know how they got to this point. Many people, that's the bazillion-dollar question in situations like this. You're in Australia, right? You escaped the hell from wherever, whence you came, and you have an opportunity to live your life, and you decided to, if you're pissed and angry about the way things are going, you have the opportunity to raise your voice. This was not that. This was not that at all.
It took 6 to 10 minutes for law enforcement to neutralize that threat.
That's the other side of it. 6 to 10. And I go back to, there's going to be tonight, there is going to be people there tonight that you're not going to notice that will be, as they say, healed, that are there for protection, as well as the normal. And then you've got New York, the same group that is putting on what's going on in, I think it's Times Square for Hanukkah. Those same people are the people that put this together in Bondi Beach. And, Mayor Adams, at least for now, and them have made sure that there's triple. But there's that fear. And then, of course, they arrested the turtle people today. Whatever the hell their names are. Turtle folk.
Donatello, Leonardo. Can't remember the other two.
Picasso. Is he one of them? No, Donatello, Leonardo. Raphael. Shemp.
Shredder.
No, Shredder was the bad guy, right?
Oh yeah, who was the rat that was the master?
Ben. Which the two of us need and love no more. Just want to let you know. Who was that guy? Now people are going to start texting us stuff. Yeah, please do. So we got 3 of the 4. But these people that they arrested today, 4 in Los Angeles, 1 in New Orleans, were... Angelo, that's right. Michelangelo. They were going to supposedly bomb businesses New Year's Eve. Ken, the one in New Orleans, they're the same group?
It's the same group, but a separate planned attack from the stories I'm getting, but I'm not getting many details on that.
Yeah.
So do you know if it was planned for New Orleans?
I don't know. But it was a separate attack.
Because we had that guy last year who drove the car, right? Didn't he drive the car through and then he got out and started shooting?
Yes.
In New Orleans? Those cops, by the way, came fast. Unlike the folks in, Bondi Beach.
Yeah, those cops were on it as it was happening.
Yeah. In New Orleans, we had New Orleans, and then that's New Year's Day in Vegas. That dude blew himself up.
Yeah, in the Tesla.
In the Tesla. So it's chaos, man. It's an unsteady time right now, people. That's what we're saying. It's an unsteady time. A lot of anger out there. A lot of anger. A lot of people pissed. A lot of people, young men in particular. I don't know what's going on. We need to take a deep breath. Figure out what the hell is happening. But there's a lot of anger out there across the globe, not just here. No. And by the way, we talk about it, here because we had the guy at Brown. And we talk about, obviously, what happened in Australia and some of these other things. But go look throughout parts of Africa. There's been massive issues. Obviously, in Europe, like we've talked about, how many times does a Christmas market get attacked before you stop going to the damn Christmas market? Now they have to put Christmas markets in areas where they have to have those giant, huge concrete things so people can't drive through and kill you. What the hell is that about? Oh, uncomfortable.
Remember when they did that at the White House when they finally installed those barriers, and it was like, well, that's a shame that they have to do that. Now they got to do it at shopping areas.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. And in Brown, you had a couple people at Brown this weekend that were at the Parkland shooting.
Yes. Yeah.
Jiminy Cricket.
Was Hogg one of them?
No, he was not. I don't think he went. He went to Harvard, didn't he? Or Yale?
Whatever gave him free grades.
Yeah. One of those two. So
I think it was Harvard.
Harvard. Just shame. Absolute shame. All right, coming up, a lot of stuff still to try to squeeze into. And we've got a ton of... did you see Diego Pavia? They had to apologize.
I saw that, man. What happened?
After he didn't win, he tweeted out basically to the Heisman voters, F you.
Oh, no.
And he came out and apologized. So... and he said, families forever or something like that. And he's like, I'm sorry. It's immature.
Families forever until I want to tell you to F off.
Yeah, I know.
Man, that just puts a...
Yeah, that did.
That just puts a bad mark on something he should have been very proud of.
He should, and he get a watch. But you know what? He wanted to be in the house. And that Mendoza guy gets to be in the Heisman house now with all those other Heisman folk. Ooh, talk about that. Bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chad and Joe. Super Talk 99.7. Fun Anarchy. I like that. Write that down. That's a new stage name for us. Omaha Steaks right now. Amazing packages just in time for the holidays. When you use my code Benson, you check out all the amazing things they have. You're going to get $35 off right there at checkout when you use code Benson. Okay, we're talking about the best steaks. We're talking about burgers that are amazing. Chicken that is, so amazing. Pork chops. Yeah, they've got seafood. That's incredible. And did I tell you that it's bite for bite, 100% unconditional money back guarantee? So if you're not happy, all right, you're like, I'm not happy, which you're going to be. Again, America's Butchers since 1917, you get your money back. And they've got huge deals going on for the holidays. And an extra $35 off when you use my code Benson. So not only are you going to make sure that your belly is full, you can give the gift that keeps on giving right back to your belly with Omaha Steaks. Go to omahasteaks.com, use my code Benson. That's omahasteaks.com. $35 off when you check out. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. Terms apply. See site for details. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson.
All right, Woodbine drivers, looks like they're about to clear that crash that has the on-ramp closed to go eastbound on 440 from Nolensville Pike. The Pentagon has just confirmed 2 Iowa National Guard members died during that mission against ISIS in Syria. We've got that for you and more at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, Pavia. Diego, what are you doing?
Yeah,
That wasn't a good look, man.
I mean, he came back and apologized and everything, but the damage is done.
Yeah, and somebody said, this is what takes you from a 3rd-round pick potentially to a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm sitting there going, okay, I get it. All right, I get it. You're pissed, you're angry. People are allowed to be angry.
Sure.
And he wears his heart on his sleeve. The guy is kind of like Baker Mayfield and Johnny Manziel.
Yes.
It's funny when you were I was looking at the numbers for the Heisman this weekend, though. Mendoza and all these guys, they're nothing compared to like bad years for a lot of these guys who win the Heisman are like 4,800 yards with 50 touchdowns. This guy had 39 touchdowns. I mean, they won. Indiana, by the way, which is perennially the worst team in college football. He took them to a Big Ten title, and now they're favorites to win, although I still think Ohio State's going to win it if it gets down to it. But yeah, I could see why Diego would be upset.
Sure, but
you got to handle it better.
You got to handle it better, man.
You do. Speaking of football, so we have Patrick Mahomes out.
Oh, man, did you see that?
Torn ACL.
Oh, man, that looked bad.
Looks like Micah Parsons, torn ACL. And who survived? Phillip Rivers, 142 years old.
Dad bod and everything.
Yeah. Can't throw the ball more than 28 yards.
He almost won.
They almost won. They almost won.
That would have been great,
that
man.
You think about everybody's all over him. Think about this. If you're the 3rd-string quarterback, they're like, we could go with you. Or we got a guy we're going to dust off who's coaching high school. He's a grandfather. We're thinking about rolling him out there.
He's 44 years old.
44. So check this out. This was interesting. So everything restarts now because he was going to be eligible this year for the Hall of Fame, and he's going straight to the Hall. His first ballot. Now it all starts all over again. You know what else starts all over again? His entire family's insurance. You get 5 years fully covered in the NFL after you retire, and he gets 5 years again starting now.
All right.
And he's got 77 kids. I think he's got a 2-year-old and a grandchild. And he don't curse.
No.
He don't curse none, I'll tell you that right now.
He's like Trevor Lawrence down there in Jacksonville, man.
Also
the
one of
times
those
I've
guys.
seen him have a bad play, you watch his face and he says, "Phooey."
He does say fooey. He does say fooey. Oh, man, he ran roughshod yesterday.
Boy, he did.
Yeah, he ran roughshod. So it was one of those weekends. And then, of course, Army-Navy was awesome.
Oh, that was a great, hard-nosed, bloody-fisted fight, man.
That was.
That was a good defensive battle.
A lot of people think that either of those coaches could end up in Michigan, but I think Michigan's coach is going to end up being the guy from ASU.
Did they give him the 5 years of insurance just to kind of compensate for the fact that injuries could show up years later that were caused by the playing?
Probably. I would assume so. I mean, he could afford it. What's he worth, $100 million? I don't know what he's getting for this. But he came out and said, look, it wasn't an amazing game, and he's got to work on his arm strength because there was about 10 times I thought they're going to take that ball back. But they didn't get to it until the last play.
And when you say that the Hall of Fame thing starts all over again, does he have to wait a certain number of years now because he's playing again?
5. So he retired 5 years ago, and now the clock kicks off all over again. So you got to wait another 5 years for this. Holy guacamole. But he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he's 44. What did Brady was? Brady's sitting there going, I don't know. I think I'd do better than that.
Tom Brady was 43, I think.
Was he? I thought he was 45 when he retired.
I got to look at that.
So Diego Pavia wants to be 45, still playing in college. Was he trying to get his 12th year of eligibility? Dude, you're 32.
Right. Tom Brady was 45.
There you go.
45.
45. Goodness me.
Dude just knew how to win, man.
He did. And you know what? He's probably the first one that's reached out to Mahomes going, I tore my ACL. You're going to be fine. And you guys, we were talking about this earlier. He says, do you think Bell asked me, do you think Kelsey's going to retire? I said, if they would have gone to the Super Bowl this year, win or lose, I think he would have retired. He's not going to go out like this.
No, he's quite the competitor.
Yeah.
And it was a bad season for the Chiefs.
Yeah, across the board. They had some injuries. They didn't have any real receivers. It just wasn't a great year. And he never looked strong. And his knee's been hurting for a while.
Well, he was constantly on the run, too.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Hike! Ah!
Man, when he planted that knee and it went the other way,
yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Ugly. Ugly indeed. All right, coming
Plus,
up.
he's getting worn out off the field, too.
He is getting worn out off the field. A lot of stuff going on, kids, in the world of sports. All right, coming up, there's some fun stuff to talk about, some interesting stuff, including this hilarious podcast, MAGA Mom and Dad, Millennial Kids. It's interesting. It's an interesting podcast. That's straight ahead. Chad Bench, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories and drivers. Looks like the on-ramp is still closed to go 440 eastbound from Nolensville Pike. Now in Rutherford County, we've got an on-ramp closed. It is to go westbound on 840 from I-24 there near the Blackman area of Murfreesboro. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Syria ambush on U.S. troops update. We have learned that 2 Iowa National Guardsmen were killed in that ISIS attack. Sergeant William Nathaniel Howard of Marshalltown and Sergeant Edgar Brian Torres Tovar of Grimes died during that engagement. A U.S. civilian interpreter also killed, 3 other soldiers wounded. The attack happened Friday as part of ongoing counter-ISIS operations. And President Trump has vowed retaliation. Federal officials say a terror plot aimed at Los Angeles has been stopped. 5 people linked to the Turtle Island Liberation Front were arrested after allegedly planning New Year's Eve bombings.
Last Friday, December 12th, the defendants took a significant step to carry out their plans. They traveled to the remote campsite, which you're going to see some video of, in the desert, and they began unloading their bomb-making materials to assemble and test the bombs.
Yeah, investigators say the group pushed anti-government, anti-capitalist, pro-Palestinian views online. The FBI credits quick action for preventing what could have been a deadly attack. Shock in Hollywood and beyond over the murder of actor and filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. Police in Los Angeles say they were found dead at their home in the upscale Brentwood neighborhood. Nick Reiner, their son, is in custody on suspicion of murder. Sources telling ABC News Reiner's daughter discovered her parents. We get more from ABC's Alex Stone outside their home.
She found her mom and dad yesterday. They had been stabbed to death. They were down. The 911 call was for medical aid to the LA Fire Department. They then came and they realized this is going to be a police call and that the police department was going to need to come in.
So the 32-year-old son, Nick, being held on $4 million bail. The investigation remains active as authorities say they are searching for a motive. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, kids. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Spread the holiday cheer. Amazing deals and community giving, which is awesome. You have a chance to help them out with their toy drive in Lebanon. Just stop on by the Busy Bee headquarters, drop off a new toy. Helps out the families there at Wilson County, which is awesome. But there's also great things for you, right? So you're giving, and there's a chance for them to give to you, including the opportunity for you to get a free Beehive Club membership. Bake a Buzz the Bee cookie, snap a pic, tag them on social media. Boom, Beehive membership right there for you. Upgrade right now your water heater. Get a free 10-year parts and warranty. Some exclusions apply, plus air duct cleaning. You do that, right? You buy the middle tier package. When you do, you're going to get the deluxe package, the big package, for free. And if you've got a clogged main line, whoa, don't worry about it. 93 are free, still going on right now. They're going to get your drain flowing or you pay nothing. And for those big projects, whole home water and drain repipes, they're going to give you a $500 gift card after installation. So what are you waiting for? Busy Bee, buzzing the holiday deals and hometown heart. Call today, 615-775-7833, 615-775-7833, or visit busybee.com. Prize Picks is awesome. Let me tell you about Prize Picks. It's America's #1 fantasy sports app. I'm on my Prize Picks now, which is great. So you can decide how you do this based on the sports that you know and you love. You're not talking about teams, you're talking about players, you're picking projected stats, okay? So let's just say, for the sake of argument, like tonight, what do I like? Devon Achane, Pittsburgh, right? So he's playing for the Dolphins. What is he? Do you think he's going to get more than 80.5 rushing yards? Cold, maybe, more or less. How about this? Aaron Rodgers, more than 211.5 passing yards tonight, more or less. You can also do basketball, hockey, soccer, you name it, you can do it all. And here's the great thing. You went up to 2,000 times your money, 2 or more players. When you play your first $5 lineup, you're going to get $50 in lineups immediately right into your account, win or lose, just for using my code chat. So what are you waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app today. I've just given you some, I think, smart moves on whether or not you should be taking more or less on certain players. Jump on that. Check out the Prize Picks app today. Use my code chat to get $50 in lineups immediately when you play your first $5 lineup, win or lose. Prize Pick. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. So, somebody just asked, is the Heisman Trophy for good character? No, it's not. It's for stats. It's for the importance of your team. That's what it is. And it's hard to argue anybody was more important than Diego Pavia, but it's also hard to argue that anybody was more important than Mendoza. And the reality at that point in time, you're going, who are you choosing? Well, for me, Pavia did more with less in the sense that, well, it's hard. Indiana's good, but, man, the SEC is just a different beast. Just a different beast. By the way, Ken, we called it last week. They're doing an investigation in Michigan to what? To the athletic administration.
Yeah, the whole athletic department.
So you want to get rid of this guy. You allowed him to potentially be unstable around the kids and this woman because you wanted to make sure that he was fired for cause. Wow. It's not good. That is not a good look. It is not a good look. So Pavia will be fine. He will. He will.
I think he's got another year of eligibility, too.
Right? Isn't he? Because he's suing. Because it's weird. You know, they all sue because some years those guys played like Division III. Well, that shouldn't count for Division I. Then here's the other thing they do. They only play like 5 games, and then they sit out the rest of the year, so that way it doesn't count against them. And then COVID threw everything up in the air. Then you get injured, and so I think he's going to sue for another year. So that'll be interesting to see. Did you see the new thing they want to do? They're trying to figure out how to get people to play in the bowl games.
What's that? How's that?
Put the bowl games as the first games of the season. How cool would that be? So last year's champs can play in the Rose Bowl, can play in this, that. Put the not the championships, right? But the bowl games. So that way players play. Because these bowl games now, I mean, if you're not playing in the playoffs, you're not playing in any of these things.
Well, and I mean, this is bad for some of those, like take Notre Dame, for instance.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's administration decided they weren't going to play in that game. But I've heard other former All-American college football players say, they guarantee you there are players, especially seniors, who are not going to make it in the NFL, that this is their last chance at playing college football. And they would probably rather play in the bowl game, even though, I mean, it sucks that you're not in the playoffs, but at least you get one more game.
Yeah, I get it. And even if you do play, so let's say they would have played, any of their guys who have a shot at the NFL were not playing. So what do we see? We see teams that may have gone 10-1 or 11-0 or 11-1, didn't get into the playoffs. Those guys, because the money's so big, but they're worried, we didn't get in the playoffs. Oh, I'm not going to play in this because I got to now either think about the NFL status or I'm going to go right into the portal. So I don't want to waste any time because I want to see who's going to offer me the most money.
By the way, Pavia has apparently clarified on social media that He is preparing for the NFL draft.
Okay, yeah. So, I don't know. Is he going to play? Preparing for the NFL draft says you're not playing to me.
Oh, he is going to play in the bowl game.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, he has said he is going to play in the bowl game against Iowa.
Against Iowa. Against Iowa.
Another Big Ten team.
Let's get it done. What game are they? What are they playing in?
Is that the? What is that bowl game?
Is it the H&R Block?
Relia Quest Bowl.
The Relia Quest Bowl. One of those bowl games. I knew it was one of those bowl games. Relia Quest. So it is a hilarious podcast. If you guys have never seen it, first of all, I don't know if I could do this to my mom and dad if they were alive. My mom's still alive. My dad's not. And it is these. You've got millennials, right? We already know about them. And we've also got the MAGA folks who are older. So think grandma and grandpa because they're much older. They had their kids, I think, a little bit later in life. But they do this podcast now. And it is interesting. It's called Necessary Conversation. And the whole thing about this is it's, the parents are very MAGA. The kids are very liberal. And they discuss stuff. And if you've not seen it, it's one of those ones that's growing podcast-wise. So all four of them are on it. And mom and dad are wearing their MAGA outfits.
Are they yelling at each other?
No, what it is mom and dad really don't quite know the I don't think they realize that people are looking at this in the hundreds of thousands thinking, you guys are nuts, because they don't quite get everything. And it's like your kids are kind of baiting you into stuff that, you shouldn't be saying.
Dad,
He's a traitor.
Should members of military follow unlawful orders?
Yes.
What?
They should follow any order that the president gives.
Even if it breaks laws?
That's wrong. Because it will endanger other people if you don't follow orders.
What if he orders? Hang on. What if President Trump orders a squad of army guys to walk down the street killing anyone they see? They should do it?
Yes.
Mom?
Yes. What?
Okay. Now it gets better. So there's mom and dad, and they're just saying, yes, I think they should do that. They believe everything Trump says 100%, which, as you guys know, what did Nigel Farage say? Don't take anything he says literally, but take what he says seriously. So he'll say something crazy, and you think, okay, that's ridiculous. But at the same time, inside of there is stuff you do take seriously.
I don't even understand. How can you come to that conclusion?
Sounds to me like you lefties are now beginning to fear the fact that the military is going to get involved and your asses are grass.
Beginning to fear. I've feared this since Trump got elected the first time, that he would take control of the military and use it to do illegal shit.
It's coming to your house.
But wait a minute. You're okay with what if Donald Trump says, I want you to carpet bomb Oklahoma City, kill everyone? You think the Air Force should carry that out?
Yes. There might be a reason. We don't know.
Wow. But I had to kill all those Jews. I was ordered to.
That is.
We didn't build the gas chamber for nothing.
That's right. We got all the stuff. We got all the Zyklon B. What am I going to do with this? But they're exploiting mom and dad, because you got to think to yourself, okay, wait a minute here. I love my mom and dad, because they do. When they talk about all kinds of stuff, they love their parents. But mom and dad look out of touch. And this is not about being mad. This is about the fact that they think, again, he could do no wrong. And the way that they come at them is so. If you see him on the street, what do you think's going to happen? You put your mom and dad now into the point where they're going to get yelled at all the time by people. And mom's got a big old MAGA hat on all the time. Do I think they should carpet bomb Oklahoma City? Well, he has a reason.
Not before the playoffs.
Not before the playoffs. Which,
Ken jumping in with the caveat.
That's right. Well, they are the best team in pro basketball. They're the best team in pro basketball, and everybody's like,
they are good, man, in basketball.
What are
I
they,
can't believe-
24-2?
Yeah, I think they've lost like 2 games.
Like everybody's, who's on their team again? You know that guy.
Yeah.
This dude.
Thunder players.
Yeah, there's the guy over there, and then he's like
That guy.
There's a little guy, probably a little fella.
Little fella who's about 6'5".
Yeah, there's one of those guys on there. We can't blow them up. Oh, goodness me. It is. And remember, the military, as anybody will tell you, he is the commander-in-chief, but their oath is to the Constitution.
And he was making that comment about, I was afraid Trump was going to take control of the Trump controls the military.
Yes.
He is the commander-in-chief. He already does.
Yes. But the fact that you would say for a second, oh, I think it would be fine if he carpet bombed Oklahoma City. What? Oh, people.
Why are we going to do that ahead of New York?
Yeah. So New York's already, what are you going to do with New York? It's already, they're trying to turn it back to the 1970s. Remember go back to the 1970s. It never looked like it was ever any sunshine in New York. Everything was grimy.
It was.
Man, if you could go back in time, somebody said, if you go back in time, where'd you go? I'm going to New York in the 70s with pockets full of cash, and I'm buying everything I can see that's dilapidated. Oh, trust me. And then we're going to get the gays to move in. Because why? Once they start moving in, gentrification, baby.
The gays always clean up the neighborhood and make it nice.
They do. You ever move somewhere and it's like, hey, there's a gay couple moved next door. You go, yes, this is going to be awesome.
And their property values just went up.
And they're like, yeah, they got a Subaru. You're like, oh, not the same.
Yeah, but their yard is immaculate.
Immaculate. That's what's awesome about it. All right, coming up, Matt's here. I did see him.
Where's that boy at?
I don't know. He's wandering around over here. He's got his vest on.
Got a vest on?
Yeah, he's got a vest on, looking like the part. Always got a, man, he's very vestacular this time of year.
I bet he doesn't look like our buddy OG Mr. Charles.
He does not. OG Mr. Ghost, look at TikTok, OG Mr. Charles. That guy, by the way, I know you have a 38-inch waist, but the fact that you squeezed into 32s, God bless you, son. It's pretty nice.
That dude.
Nothing's left to the imagination with OG.
I can't stop watching him, man. It's killing me.
Oh, he did one where his butt cheeks, he did the little thing, like moving with the music. You're just like, this guy. And then he turned around and he had his phone and his keys and his glasses on his belt. You're like, that's solid. New hat every time. And you've never seen anybody wear that much coral and salmon.
Oh.
Fantastic. We're going to wrap it up straight ahead. Chad Ben Show. Super Talk 99.7. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, look at you, man. You got the vest on. Matt's in here. You got the puffy jacket.
Cold outside, Sharon.
It is chilly outside.
It is chilly outside.
It's chilly outside.
But it's getting better.
Yeah.
If you don't like the cold. If you like the cold, it's getting worse because it's getting up to 60 like tomorrow or something.
Yeah, we're going to have some rain, too.
Yeah.
That's okay, though.
You know.
It's okay.
I like the cold.
I don't mind the cold. I would like to see some snow.
Yeah, no, we'll see some snow. Yeah. That's nice, you know.
White Christmas would have been cool.
You never know, maybe.
You never know.
That does happen here sometimes.
On occasion, you know, why not?
Let's hope it never happens ever again.
Okay. That right there is naysayer Smurf McGee. I don't know about this, fellas.
I don't know about this, fellas. It looks like snow.
Weaver doesn't get grumpy about much, but talk to him about the cold weather.
He's not a fan, and I understand that.
He is not a fan.
What's happening, man? What are you talking about
He feels like
today?
he's had enough of it. You know, obviously, there's a lot of weighty news
I know.
going on today.
I thought, man, it's Christmas right there. Maybe the big news will be Thursday. They'll try to pass a bill for, you know, something to kick to for health insurance, and that won't go anywhere. And then that would be it. And the rest of it's going to be baloney. But no, this weekend, just awful.
Who would have thought that if the people, you know, colleges and universities and other places, you run around screaming globalize the intifada, and then people say, okay, it's odd, but apparently we thwarted a wannabe terrorist attack.
Turtles, that's right.
The wannabe terrorist attack from an organization that wanted to do bad things to innocent people. So there's that going on. Then Australia's going on, and then Rhode Island's going on, and then Syria's going on. So yeah, a lot of death.
Of course, Rob Reiner, which was just
and you know, you never know. You never know what's
you
going
don't know
on.
what's going on
with them.
behind
I mean,
the
we
doors.
knew. I mean, they were fairly public. They made a movie about his son's struggles with drug addiction and other, you know, addictives. I mean, but who knows what happened in there? But
there was.
That's just very sad too. I mean, and I don't care what his politics are.
No.
I mean, you know, his politics, in my opinion, sucked, but that doesn't matter.
But but as a human being, it's over. I mean, it's he did not die from Trump derangement syndrome.
No, he did not. He died from apparently stab wounds.
Yeah, sliced.
Just
horrific.
And allegedly the hands of his son, who is addled on. I mean, who knows what's going on there? But yeah, that's just all the way around. That's horrible. I still love one of my favorite movies, When Harry Met Sally. All-time favorites.
His wife, Michelle Singer Reiner, the ending that you see the last 10 minutes or so is all because of her. She was a photographer on there. And they started becoming friendly, and she said, "No, I don't like the ending. You should try to do something like this."
Yeah, what didn't he make originally? The ending, they weren't going to get together.
And he said,
because he thought it was too hokey.
Yeah, thought it was too hokey, and she was the demographic, and she said, "No, it's not too hokey. This is what people. You don't make it so it's, but it can't be this."
If you need somebody to do your taxes, Sheldon's your man. But humping and pumping is not Sheldon's strong suit. One of my favorite lines in that movie. Sorry.
And I love the Princess Bride.
Great
movie.
film. Great
was
film.
Absolutely
inconceivable.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I don't think you know what that word is.
Oh, A Few Good Men is
Which people forget.
The films he did. I mean, as a filmmaker, he was fabulous, and obviously Spinal Tap. Has anybody in the room seen the new one?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I mean, I want it to be good, and I'm afraid it's not going to be good.
I've heard the reviews are good. If you like the first one, you'll like this one. And it's got a bit more of the newer generation comedy, right? Because they add the social media into it, which of course these guys are just completely lost on.
Right.
I was told it's not quite as quotable as the first, but it's still really funny.
Well, and to think that, I mean, maybe there was a mockumentary before Rob Reiner did Spinal Tap, but I don't remember it. I mean, that genre started in my mind
and
with
then
him.
it left to Christopher Guest, who did all those amazing.
All of the
Waiting for Guffman.
Waiting for Guffman is great. But Best in Show. We watched Best in Show this weekend.
Is so amazing.
Fred Willard in Best in Show is a master class in ad-libbing. And I don't know how the dude next to him managed to keep his cool with Fred Willard.
And then you go and you have, because Parker Posey, all of them are amazing. And then you've got, what's his name? With the
Eugene
Levy with two left feet.
Yeah, that's right. That's the Fred Willard that when he has to go in for it because her trick knee went out on it. Is that my imagination or hey, that fella's got two left feet? Is it? Oh, well, and then he goes, yeah, I find it amazing I'm saying this, but I think you're right. And he goes, well, good for that little fella. Way to go, buddy.
And then waiting for Guffman, right? Like with Christopher Guest, there it was in New York, straight off a destroyer because he was in the Navy.
So cool. All of this. That was great. No, yeah, so you start that genre, and you know, once again, you don't know what families are going through or what people are going through, and drugs get involved, and then that's just horrible.
Mental illness, all that stuff.
So, yeah, like you, I'm like, we're going to have a light, fun week. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Life
Tomorrow,
comes at you.
we start even more light, fun week. You guys have an awesome day. Matt Stradad is going to get you all the way home. As always, later.